Turkey, another bastion of free speech, another bastion, another bastion of free expression where you can just say whatever you want. You can say things and you can criticise the government, and you absolutely will not be dragged away and shoved in the back of the van at 4 in the morning. That's obviously a complete fucking lie. A Turkish court has detained. Give me a second, just to fucking get this text so you can actually read it. A Turkish court has detained well-known journalist Sedef Kabus for allegedly insulting the country's president because, in authoritarian hellholes, that is a fucking crime. Like that woman in Thailand who got 50 years in jail for insulting the king of Thailand. Miss Kabas was arrested on Saturday in Istanbul, and a court ordered her to be jailed ahead of a trial. So basically, she's being kept in prison. Fuck Jesus. Kept in prison until her trial date. She is accused of targeting President Recep Tayyip Erdogan, who's a piece of shit. He arrests journalists all the time, with a proverb which she quoted on live television on an opposition-linked TV channel. She denies the charge. The charge carries a prison sentence of between 1 and 4 years because she made the president of a country feel bad for 5 minutes. There is a very famous proverb that says that a crowned head becomes wiser, but we see it is not true. She said on the Tele 1 channel, "A bull does not become king just by entering the palace, but the palace becomes a barn." I really like that proverb. I like that. That's great. I actually really enjoy that proverb, and in Erdogan's case, in Erdogan's case, it's fucking 100% true. She also later posted the quote on Twitter. That's great. Double down, especially if you're correct. Mr. Erdogan's chief spokesman, Fahrettin Altun, described her comments as irresponsible. How dare you criticise our tyrant? how dare you say mean things about the man who does horrible things? Can't believe it. Can't believe that. A so-called journalist, that's one of the first things that people see when people hate you and disagree with you and they want to discredit you. See if you call yourself a journalist. A so-called journalist, I get it with, or comedian. He says he's a comedian, which is why on my Twitter bio I've got comedian. And yeah, it's to make fun of those people. A so-called journalist is blatantly insulting our president on a television channel that has no goal other than spreading hatred. Where have we heard such language before? There's a certain group of people that use language like that, except they aim it at different things. It's really, really strange. In her court statement, Miss Kabas denied intending to insult the president. Imagine that being the charge. Insulting the president with intent. Imagine that. Imagine living in a place like that. You will be in about 10 years. Editor of the Tele 1 channel, Merdan Yanarag, criticised Miss Kabas's arrest. Her detention overnight at 2 a.m. because of a proverb is unacceptable, he says. This stance is an attempt to intimidate journalists, the media, and society, because I don't know if you know much about Erdogan's history. He has arrested a lot of journalists. A lot. Some of them haven't been seen again. Right? Yeah, Erdogan has done a lot of dodgy shit. If any journalists come out and say, yeah, he's a horrible leader, he's a tyrant, he's a complete authoritarian, he's this, he's that, that journalist just goes missing. It's weird. It's really weird how whenever people criticise Erdogan, they just vanish. It's so strange. Mr. Erdogan spent 11 years as Prime Minister before becoming the country's first directly elected president in August 2014. A supposedly ceremonial role. It wasn't. He basically changed the entire system so that he could become leader eternal. His silencing of critics has caused alarm abroad, contributing to frosty relations with the EU, which has stalled Turkey's bid to join the bloc. Thousands of people have been charged with insulting Mr. Erdogan since he became president. Thousands. Fuck me. In 2020, more than 31,000 investigations related to the charge were filed. Was it 31,000 for intending to insult the president, who's just a fucking dickhead? Yeah, Erdogan is an absolute piece of shit. He is a complete piece of shit, and he's look at that, thousands of fucking reports submitted for because insulting the president is a bloody crime, right? And like I said, luckily we're not there yet. Give it a few years.